Hey everybody, Qroo Paul here. Welcome to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about this book. This is a new reference grammar of modern Spanish. I know, it's a riveting title. This is a book that I've been recommending for years, and the reason is because it was pivotal in my ability to learn Spanish very quickly and to get up to speed very quickly where I could use it at work. The version I had was the second edition. We're up to the 6th edition now, and it is fantastic. I'm going to be showing you how to use this book. I'm going to be talking a lot about it. If you decide to get one, I do have some affiliate links for Amazon US, Amazon Canada, and Amazon UK. You'll find those links in the description section. If you go through one of those links, it just helps me out. It doesn't cost you a dime, but it helps keep the channel going. This is the best Spanish grammar reference book I have ever seen. In all the years that I've been studying Spanish, teaching Spanish, it is the best. It doesn't matter if you're an absolute beginner, you're intermediate, or you're advanced. You're going to get something out of this for the entire time you're learning this language. Now, one of the common questions I get about a new reference grammar of modern Spanish, which I wish they would really revamp that title because it just doesn't do it justice. Anyway, one of the very common questions I get is, Paul, is it Latin American Spanish or is it Spain Spanish? It's all of it. It's the entire language is in here. And when you talk about the differences in regions, how it relates to the particular topic or this period, piece of grammar, it's going to specifically say, okay, in Spain, this is used. Or in the southern cone of Latin America, it may be used differently. Everything's in here. You're not going to have to wonder if you're going to be able to use it, for example, if you're studying Spain Spanish or Latin American Spanish. It's all in here. Now, normally when I mention this book in videos, I just kind of leave it there. I'm like, it's fantastic, you should get it. And then people do, and they're like, there is a lot going on here, Paul. How do I use this as a beginner? And I recently had that question from one of the members of my private learning group, the Qroo Spanish Crew. And if you really want to boost your Spanish, you should check that out. I got a lot going on over there, a lot of exclusive content, interaction with folks. You'll love it. You'll love it. Anyway, he says, I've got the book. It's a lot. And I don't know how to use it. So why don't you do a video showing me how, you recommend we use this book. So we're going to do that today. The way that this book is so useful really comes down to the way it's designed. Now, it breaks down the language into things like nouns and adjectives and, subjunctive. We love the subjunctive. Personal pronouns, things like that. And the way I recommend you use this as a beginner is to just choose a random, chapter. Let's say, I want to work on definite articles. I have a lot of questions about definite articles. So I'm going to read through that chapter. And if you don't know what definite articles are, that's like the el and the la, like the, right? La casa, the house, el carro, the car. That el and la, those are definite articles. And the way the chapters start is, you'll get a little overview. But then the thing I really love about this book is it breaks it down into little sections. You see how you have headers here? What I recommend you do is you just read through the headers. Don't read the little section unless the header seems interesting to you. This book is full of aha moments and like little patterns and little tricks that to just boost your Spanish. You'll see as we go through it. All right, so you kind of read. Like this one, the use of el and un before certain feminine nouns. Maybe that's interesting to you, Come down here like el águila, right? The eagle, or un águila. So it changes. So you can read through that. Maybe that's interesting. Maybe it's not. Just read the headers here. Like this one, del and al. De plus el is shortened to del, right? Del libro. That's useful. A plus el is shortened to al libro. Really short, and it's going to have some examples here that you can look at, and we're going to try to keep this in focus. If I'm bending the page, it could be a little off, but that quick, you're learning things that quick. And this is the only reference guide you'll ever need to buy. Now, if you're a beginner and you're going through these chapters, some of it's going to be like over your head, and you're going to be like, not very interested, not very interested. Just read the headers. You're going to find things that are going to fit your beginner Spanish. A couple months down the line, come back. You're intermediate, maybe by then. As you read through these same chapters, you're going to see new things that are going to fit into your Spanish then. even as an advanced student of the language, like I consider myself an advanced student of the language, I still come across things in here that are like, that is so interesting. It's really into the nuances of the language. Like I said, the only book you'll ever need. Now, recently I had a viewer go, Paul, why would I need a book at all? You know, it seems very old-fashioned. We have AI, we have all these great resources now. I agree 100%. Those are fantastic resources, if you know what questions to ask. When you go through this book, this is answering questions you didn't even know you had. It's filling in gaps in your language that you weren't even sure, didn't even know existed. You didn't know that was a gap until you saw it. Let's see what we can come up with here. So you're basically just reading through some of your headings. If it's interesting, omission of articles and proverbs, maybe that interests you. Obviously this one interested me because I highlighted it. And look how short these little descriptions are and stuff. This is not a long read. You can work this into your day easily. Definite article with generic nouns. With the exceptions noted at 3.2.10, the definite article is used before nouns that refer to something in general, generic nouns. In this respect, Spanish differs completely from English. This is huge. This is an aha moment. This is something that students struggle with all the time. And, they'll see the definite article like here, la democracia, right? But we just say democracy. But they're always saying the democracy. And they're like, why is it there? This just explained it. That fast, that short. You have examples. You can start working this into your Spanish. El catolicismo español, Spanish Catholicism. La sociedad cubana, Cuban society. All of a sudden that makes sense. Our definite article makes sense. All right, we could come down here a little bit and see substances in general also do this, right? El acero inoxidable es carísimo. Stainless steel is extremely expensive. The stainless steel. Wow. That's an aha moment. And it took you almost no time, to grasp that. Now, maybe you'll forget about it, in a week and you come back and you're like, oh, and it reminds you. That's right. Spanish does that. We're going to jump ahead here to adjectives. Okay, this chapter is phenomenal. Even if you're an absolute beginner, definitely go to chapter 5 and go through adjectives and just read the headers, right? You have general remarks about Spanish adjectives. As English speakers, when we're learning it, we're sometimes like, why is that before the noun? Why is it after the noun? Everything is explained in this one chapter, and it's concise. Let's flip ahead here. Oh, this was interesting because, obviously I thought so because I highlighted it, right? Let me see if I can get it all in frame here. This is really interesting. Compound adjectives of color. All compound colors of the type dark blue, light green, signal red are usually invariable in form, okay? So even if it's plural, we're going to make that part singular. Hojas verde oscuro, dark green leaves, even though hojas is plural. Calcetines rojo claro, right? So we have pale or light red socks. That's also an aha moment. In fact, I've done a video on colors about this, explaining compound colors. It's over in the members area inside the Qroo Spanish Crew. But here it is. It's all explained really quickly. Also, this one down here always caught my eye. There's no single word for brown in European Spanish. We have marrón. It's a type 2 adjective. It's chiefly used for artificial things like shoes and also for eyes. Castaño is used for hair and eyes. Pelo castaño, ojos castaños. Brown skin is piel morena. Brown earth is tierra parda, or tierra rojiza. You can also have café with no agreement, or color café is used for brown in many parts of Latin America. That little paragraph says a lot, right? Says a ton. Super useful. Back in the day, I was trying to learn Spanish on my own, and I'm learning patterns, and then I discovered this book, right? The second edition of this book. And it was a game changer because I didn't have to try to recognize patterns just from listening to Spanish. They were here. And anybody who's against grammar doesn't understand the advantage that learning grammar in a foreign language gives you in learning that language. Because all of the patterns are here. This is like, if you're playing sports, this is the other team's playbook. It just makes it so much easier to learn Spanish as an adult. And as you go through, and depending on your level, you're going to see things, that you'll find interesting, or maybe in a month, different things you find interesting. I thought this was interesting too, so I'm going to point it out right now. Hirviendo and ardiendo. So this is boiling and burning. So we get into Spanish gerunds, and they cannot be used as adjectives in Spanish. One cannot say un objeto volando for a flying object. It's un objeto volante, right? But there are two exceptions, hirviendo, boiling, and ardiendo, burning, which look like gerunds, but can be used as adjectives. That's huge. I think it is. Tráeme agua hirviendo. Bring me some boiling water. Tienes la frente ardiendo. Your forehead is burning. And you also have a definite article there when we're talking about you have like the eyes or the forehead. That's mentioned in here as well. Aha moment after aha moment. You got to have this book. You really do. You're cheating yourself if you don't get it. So that's just a brief look at this book. I highly recommend you get this book. And if you are going to get it, and you're going to get it in the US or Canada or the UK, if you use my, my affiliate link there, it just helps out the channel. But even if you don't, just get one of these. I don't recommend getting it in a digital format because I think that this is the best way to do it. Put this thing in your hand and you're visually scanning, these headings. And as you can see, I really do use this book. They're highlighted things that I found interesting. And even, with an advanced level of Spanish, I speak Spanish every day, there's still things in here I'm like, that is really interesting. And it makes my lessons better, all right? So there you have it. That is my review of a new reference grammar of modern Spanish. If you enjoyed the video, do me a favor and give it a thumbs up. And until next time, hasta luego. I usually have my coffee right now, don't I? I'm a little over here. Let's do it again. Until next time, hasta luego.